Everybody, how y'all doing? So I thought I'd come in here real quick with a henna recipe. Now, henna is this one right here, and it's been used for centuries. People use it to dye their skin and their hair, and it definitely conditions the hair. You can't have any other kind of commercial types of dyes on your hair when you're using it. But you can remove henna if you do want to use another type of dye afterwards. The one that I have here, this one, most hennas will give kind of a reddish tint, unless you get one that says something on it that it has of a different color, or sometimes people will mix indigo, actually, into the henna to make it so that they can get a deeper shade. Okay, so when you're making it, what you're going to be doing is, the most simple way is to just boil water, and then you're going to soak this with, okay, I'd say maybe 1/3 of a cup, maybe not quite even 1/2 of a cup, and you would put enough water in it so that it would be just like a really nice thin oatmeal type of consistency. So that's the most simple way to do it. You always want to make sure that when you're mixing your henna that it's actually in a plastic container, some kind of a bowl, that you don't care about, because it will stain it. It'll make it at least orange, if not more. And you want to use gloves for yourself because your fingers will absorb the dye. So that's the most basic recipe. But when you want to get fancy, I'll show you lots of different ways. So one of the things that you would be doing is, you've got the henna, and that's with the water. Instead of using just water, you can also use other different types of herbs. So the faux tea actually helps with gray hair, and it also helps with helping grow hair. Hibiscus is great for your hair just because it gives a softness and a shine. Sage is also one that is very good for gray hair. Stinging nettles are good for hair. They just help to build it. I'm not sure. You'd have to read more about it. And this is horsetail. That's also really well known for treating hair. And if you get any kind of natural shampoos or anything, they usually have some of these types in it. So instead of just water, you would make these as a tea, and that's what you would soak the henna into. Okay, moving on further. If you're really wanting to bump up the red, get some canned beets. Now these ones happen to have both salt and sugar in it, and both of those will intensify the color or whatever you're doing. Just use the juice out of it. You don't need the rest. Okay, so that's another one. Lemon juice will intensify the color, and you can also use apple cider vinegar, and either one of those are great for adding shine. Okay, yogurt, and then the other one, and I like to mix them both, and avocado. So you can use any kind. Usually you'd want to get the full fat. I don't know why we have low fat anyways, but that one's a good one. And I use equal parts of honey with the avocado and the, what do you call this? Yogurt, sorry. Okay, so then you've let your henna sit in some sort of this mixture, whatever you want it to be. There's also, it's a good time to put in oils. I mean, you're going to get oil from the avocado, but it makes it actually easier for it to be rinsed out if you have some kind of an oil in it. Woo, things are going there. Sorry, that's my mixing my turmeric over there on that paper, sorry. The Cap'em Quick capsule machines, that's what I was making turmeric capsules. Anyways, any kind of oil combination. So here I have coconut oil. You can also use castor oil, which I didn't bring out, sorry. Apricot oil. This is jojoba oil. And I think you kind of have to be a little bit careful with it. Just read up about the different properties. Argan, tamanu, I think is fantastic. And this one is sea buckthorn. And those will definitely help with hair growth. They get rid of any kind of issue you might be having if you've got clogged follicles, or if, they talk about there's certain kind of nits that actually get into your scalp. They'll get them out. Now, these, of course, are the concentrated essential oils, okay? And I wanted to talk about ones not to do and ones to do. Here's 2 nots. So you saw that we had the sage. Don't use clary sage, okay? There are a lot of properties in clary sage that actually are good for helping hormones, but you don't want that type of an intensity on your hair, and just using the regular sage will do it better for you. The other one that I would say not to do is chamomile. Now, people use chamomile to make a tea, and so someone might think, oh, well, get it in the essential oil, it'll be better. It would be better still yet to use it as a tea form, in my opinion. Common ones people use: rosemary, this is some lavender. Cajeput is incredible. I mean, it smells very medicinal, but it's incredible for increasing the depth of the color. And some people use eucalyptus. Trying to think if there's any other ones. There are certain ones that I would say do not under any circumstances use. For instance, any of your clove, any of your cinnamons, and don't use any citrus oils like grapefruit, orange, lemon, what have you. And I would kind of steer clear of anything like a cypress or a juniper, things like that. So I've given you lots of different ideas of any way that you would want to mix it up. And after you've got it all mixed up and it sits well enough, and then it's cool, then of course that's when you put in these other mixtures with it. And then you're going to want to make sure your hair is clean but dry. It actually works better on dry hair. So, just wash it but don't condition it. And the henna itself serves as an incredible conditioner. And a lot of these other, particularly the honey and the yogurt and the avocado and the oils serve as a really good way to increase not only the moisture but the softness. And once it's all evenly on the hair, you can use a little plastic wrap and tie it up so that it's all compressed and hot, and then put a cap on. And you can keep it on for even up to 4 hours. You always want to make sure that you're not allergic to henna, which I've never met anybody who was, but you don't want to be the first and find out the wrong way. And you want to make sure that it's genuine henna. Because there are people who sell really kinds of strange, I don't even know what they are, but they're not henna. So make sure that you get it from someone that you find reputable, and make sure you sift it too before you. Usually they have a little bit of a clump. See how there's a couple of clumps in there? But yeah, sift it, and you'll do better by that. All right, well, I hope everybody has fun doing a little henna project. If you would like any more recipes or have ideas, please put any of your experiences that you've had with henna. I'd like to hear that in the comments. And any ideas, if you have any questions or anything like that, just PM me or put it in the comments, and I'd be really happy to hear from you. I wish you all bright blessings of peace. Take care.